Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's WCTV Game of the Week. Paul Brees and Matt Hill bringing you the play-by-play of this district game as the Battle of Franklin, Matt, will start off, and the Rebels hold the 15-0 advantage over Centennial. But with the excitement here at Centennial, Matt, things could take a maybe a surprising turn maybe for the Cougars tonight.
Yeah, the Cougars definitely think this is their year. And if you saw our preseason show, I guess, so Coach Daniels also agrees and he thinks they're going to go to state. So, and you look at this packed house here, this place is electric right now. There's standing room only over here in the student section, people in the aisles out there. I mean, they are pumped up. They're excited to see this team. They think this is their year.
Well, you got a Franklin Rebels team, very successful last year, and have what I guess Coach Webb would call a young team, as Donnie Webb got his first victory last week to even out their record at 1-1, and they're going to be led by sophomore quarterback Joe Critchlow. Last week, senior running back Colton Morrison filling in for an injured Colton Black to rush for over 200 yards in the win over Hendersonville. So it's the guys up front that are going to make a difference. Thought we were going to have a little rain, and it is gorgeous out here. Matt, what about Centennial? Who should we keep an eye on?
There's all kinds of people you can keep an eye on. Start off with, you got to look at J.J. Tomlin. And so the offense goes through. He's their quarterback. Last week had 155 yards through the air. 15 to 24, very efficient quarterback, controls the game very well. And then you got to look at Scotty Fleming, their running back out there. 19 attempts, 122 yards, 2 touchdowns. They can do it on the ground. And they got a couple of guys that come fill in there with Brandon Griffin and Deion Sanders. They come in there. Sanders had a touchdown. Both guys, Griffin averaging almost 7 yards a carry. Sanders averaging almost 5. Scotty Fleming over 6. They've got a good running attack. And through the air, look at Emmanuel Hall, big guy, can stretch the field. They got a great offense. They've got a good offense. Excited about what they're seeing here this year.
Well, Centennial defeated Overton in week 1, first game of the season, 31-17. Jumped out to a big lead and hung on at the end. And Coach Brian Rector got some black uniforms here, and something new and something fresh.
They look good. They're thinking this is just like you said, they've not won a game against Franklin. New start, fresh look. And the Cougars are out and they are ready to roll.
Well, you see the crowd, Matt, and it is jam-packed. I had to park a little ways away, and in the past,
plenty of parking here.
Plenty of parking in Centennial tonight. Usually we watch 65 jam up across the way over there and standstill traffic, flowing freely because everybody is inside this in this gate right now.
They are excited about the Cougars football this year, and they're here to cheer on their crowd. It's going to be really interesting to see how the sophomore quarterback for Franklin, Joe Critchlow, handles this. This is going to be his first start here in the district, and it's going to be a big game.
Well, Donnie Webb going to try to create some easy opportunities for Joe Critchlow. Keep it simple, maybe try to pound it in the ground and see if he can get that running game established so he doesn't have to put as much pressure on the sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, and you talked about Colton Morrison, over 200 yards last week. I'm sure we're going to see the same thing. We saw Colton Morrison several times last year, and he can carry the rock. So he's not. I don't really consider him a backup. He is second here in the roster, but he can run it with anybody.
Well, there is Brian Rector. Has already claimed a state championship at Ravenwood and has come back to Williamson County for his second season. Last year, the Cougars in the state playoffs. And so here is the kickoff, and back in the end zone, touchback. It's going to be 13, Luke Hill. Well, Franklin's going to be on offense first, Matt, and here are your guys, Critchlow and Morrison. We've talked about Warren, Taylor, and Flemister. You got to keep out for Garrison Matthews, big target, 6'4", at tight end. But the guys up front are going to be key. Murphy, Smith, Bell, Moolman, and Butler. And those are the guys who are going to have to play big dividends for the Rebels to get this offense going.
You can hear that student section already from the first offensive snap here. They are on their feet, and they are loud.
And Critchlow in the shotgun and try to keep it simple. They're going to toss it out. And a good run by number 21, Colton Morrison.
I like that play call. Give your young quarterback some confidence. That's an easy, quick throw to make. And when you got a back like Morrison, well blocked on the edge by those guys getting out, I like that play call to start it off.
Ignari, Walker, Collier, Rafiji, Sanders, Johnson, Underwood, Zaring, Scotty Fleming, Dusty Lee, and Grimes going to round it out. I tell you, they got a lot of athletes on that Centennial side. There's Morrison with the carry, and he's going to be snuffed out. And I tell you what, Matt, we've seen in the past, a lot of Centennial teams in the past have had to play a lot of guys up front both ways, not very deep. When you look at their roster, though, a lot of kids dressing out, and that is what Coach Rector has tried to go through the hallways and say, hey, you're going to join this program and get in, and we're going to be successful.
And that's what helps make a program. When you got depth, when you got a lot of guys that during the summer can practice against each other, and during 2 days, that helps you out a lot.
Well, Critchlow, his third opportunity in the shotgun. Morrison is going to eke through for a gain of about 3, going to leave up about a third and about 4. Matt, a very manageable play right here.
Yeah, not a huge run there by Morrison, but there was not a whole lot of space. He did a good job getting sideways and picking up a few yards, and you got to like 3rd and 4 if you're offensive coordinator here for Franklin. Don't necessarily have to put it in Joe Critchlow's hands right now.
Well, again, young quarterback at Critchlow. Want to make sure everything's on the same page here. Big 3rd down conversion.
Tyler Matthews.
Well, our first option wasn't there. And Critchlow's going to try to fire it in, and he is caught. Completed to Garrison Matthews.
That's what I meant earlier. Sorry. I like Garrison Matthews. Seeing him play last year, he is a big target, athletic tight end. And Critchlow did a good job not trying to force it, does an excellent job of rolling out, throwing back across his body, and finds Garrison Matthews on the sideline for a huge Rebels first down.
Well, Matthews 6'4", 190. And the thing that with Matt Quevenon, the 3-year starter for Franklin last year, really couldn't. If the pocket collapsed, he was done. He couldn't really escape. Critchlow got a little more athletic ability, but Morrison is snuffed out right there on that first down play.
Wow, if you saw right there away from Morrison, number 2, Deion Sanders, the sophomore linebacker, after Critchlow handed off the ball, popped him, took him to the ground.
Well, there's number 9.
Yeah. You're going to see him come in late right there. He hits him, but there was a plethora of Cougars taking him down. That brings up a long 2nd down here.
2nd and 12. Critchlow standing back in the pocket, and it collapses. Now he got a little escapability in him, Matt.
Now that was nice. Only been a few plays, first drive here, but he has not been flustered for the rush. He's tucked that ball, and the other thing about it, when he is run, he's still got that sucker cocked. He's not looking to put it down and run. He's got his vision downfield.
Well, I've heard from a lot of the coaches, they really think Joe Critchlow has it, and we're going to see if Joe Critchlow does have it, and so far he's managed the game very well. He's checking off. Matt, he's looking
all over the place.
And he's got Matthews.
That'd be my. I thought the ball came loose there. That'd be my first option every play.
Well, this is going to be an interesting call because it's going to be 4th and 1.
Critchlow is calling for it. You see him rolling it. And there you see him in the back pocket and does an excellent job of staying in there, keeping his feet still, not moving around, going through his progressions, finds Garrison Matthews. But right there before, right as soon as that play was over, Critchlow was running his arm like, let's go, coach, come on. No punting.
Yeah. 4th down, and this may be an opportunity with the
play clock's down to 17.
Yeah. And they haven't gone to any kind of I formation or under center.
You're right.
So Critchlow, in a 4th and 1, Matt, you don't like to go shotgun.
7. Down to 5.
And Morrison.
That's going to be very close.
And again, Matt, you wonder, with the shotgun formation, 5 yards, 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Not something I'm a fan of. I'm with you on that one all the way.
Well,
it looks like they're going to be a little short to me.
I think they just want to double check from the spot up here, Matt. I think they're short, but we'll see.
I'm agreeing. It looks like it's going to be a couple inches short, and I think it's going to have to do with exactly what you said. You line up 6-7 yards off the ball and snap that thing, and then not only that, when you're in the shotgun, you kind of have this little bit of a hesitation. It's this kind of awkwardness. The quarterback and the has to kind of step out of the way or step towards the running back, and the back has to kind of do this little stutter step to get the ball. When you're in the I formation, you can obviously, or at least under center, go for sneak, or the running back gets some momentum, but as you see right there, they're definitely short.
So a big defensive stance as the Rebels were rolling offensively, and the Cougars come up big defensively. And now the offensive starters for Centennial: Tomlin, Fleming, Griffin, Lee, Collier, Hall, Johnson, Harlan, Drury, Fuller, and Phillips. And the guys up front going to be key. Can they give Tomlin enough time to throw the ball? The senior quarterback, 6'1", 185. And Scotty Fleming, also the senior, is countermate in the backfield. Well, shotgun by the Cougars. And they are going to give it to Fleming. And if he can get outside, he's got the
edge.
And a nice pickup.
Wow, it looked like Franklin had that read very well. Got some penetration. Looked like they had Fleming bottled up, but Fleming was able to break to the outside and pick up a nice run.
Well, defense is going to be big for Franklin. Bacon, Philby, Moolman, Beasley, Warren, Will McCurley, Cahan, Katera, Morrison, Winstead, and Garrett. A lot of fresh faces on that defensive side.
A lot of young guys. Zach Bacon, somebody you should look out for, number 48.
Tomlin going to throw it and completed to number 84. That's going to be Emmanuel Hall. You talked about him earlier.
He's a nice big target. You see he created a lot of space. He was on Gracia Katera, young sophomore. He's going to have his hands full out there tonight. Very athletic young man, a lot of speed.
Well, you got to wonder, Colton Morrison having to play both ways, Matt.
Yep.
And he's going to take a lot of pounding tonight, even offensively. So we'll see if he can get through all four quarters. There's the backside.
Well, I see Bacon on it, Bacon on that, and also number 12, Graham Warner, senior linebacker. And there's the handoff, and just he's met immediately by, it looks like a host of Rebels. Bacon and Warner leading the charge. You know, that's a big question. You know, a lot of guys being replaced for this Rebel team, but last year really one of the strengths of their team was that defensive line.
So 3rd and about 5. Tomlin in the shotgun. Across, Collier, the big tight end.
Wow.
Going to be completed 6'4", 215, Matt.
That was almost too high for Collier. Collier does a good job going up high for that pass, bringing it in. Knows he's going to get hit. He's across the middle. Excellent job of bringing it in.
And a big first down, and a quick break out of the huddle are the Cougars.
Having success.
And Tomlin, this time he's going to keep it. A nice job, Matt. 54, Tyler Beasley to stay at home and made him cut back inside.
Yeah, we talked about that, having to step up for that defensive line, fill some holes, and Tyler Beasley's doing it right there, the sophomore, 6'2", 215. Another guy that I'd imagine we're going to be calling, named that is Josh Philby, the sophomore. He is a big man down there, 6'1", 240. And from what I understand, he is extremely strong. Gym rat deluxe.
Tomlin squares out. He's going to throw
He's
it
got
back.
his man.
And a great comeback catch by Dusty Lee, the senior. And Tomlin
looking great.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and I love, especially right here, that move the quarterback. Great blocking by that offensive line. Does a great job finding the open man, and excellent throw while he's moving. Dusty Lee, good job of bringing that in and getting down, and they're inside the 20.
Kenneth Garrett on the tackle.
Somebody, Franklin's got to step up and make a play here.
And there is the shift pre-snap. And this time,
wow.
Tomlin, and I'll tell you what, Matt, if
he stayed outside.
Yeah, you said
he's walking in. That was a good that zone read, and you can see here, as soon as they goes and sticks the ball in there, right, here we go. As soon as he sticks it in, he sees the defensive end collapse down, and he pulls it right out. If you saw it right there, if he bounces that outside, he's walking in the end zone. Excellent job by Tomlin.
Yeah. Graham Warren was the outside guy. Let's see if He's going to throw the
Pump
fade
fake.
up.
He's
I
got
tell
him.
you what,
He's got him.
that's going to be a touchdown. Tomlin to Hall. Put it in the books, Matt.
And you saw the young defensive back bite on that pump fake. I believe that was Katera again. And that's what happens when you've got a lot of young guys and you've got a senior quarterback.
Well, we see, Matt, the new celebration. I think the baby powder thing is catching on. I saw that the other night.
I like that much better than what was catching on last week at Summit. That whatever that thing is, whatever it is, that noise maker they were making. Oh my Lord, I'm ready to lose my mind.
Yeah. Well,
baby powder not quite as loud.
No, not as loud.
Or annoying.
5:32 here in the first quarter. Centennial stops Franklin, and the Cougars roll down the field, and a touchdown pass. Tomlin to Hall.
And you see the pump fake right there, and as he come into the screen, Terry's just completely out of position. That pump fake just threw him off completely. As soon as he saw that pump fake, he bit inside, and it was over. Quite a drive for Centennial. Started off here against Franklin, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Come and put in 7 points on that board and make a statement. But Franklin's going to get another opportunity, and you know they looked really good on their last drive as well.
So the Cougars in unfamiliar territory against Franklin in the lead. Have jumped out here 7-0 early in the first quarter. Donna to kick off, and it is going to be the end zone touchback. Start at the 20, and the Cougars defense comes out with a little more pep in their step.
They're just a couple inches away, you know, for who knows what. So, you know, they got to be excited. Critchlow looked very good out there. Ran the ball pretty well. I think other than not necessarily being in the right formation is what really hurt him.
Absolutely.
And that's more coaching than it is anything else.
And Critchlow back, the handoff. And, the ball came loose, Matt. And if it is, I think they're going to call him down. And we have a timeout, an official's timeout.
I think they're going to discuss what happened there, try to make sure they get this call right, which would have been nice last night if they would have done that in the Vanderbilt game.
That's right. I think they're going to, well,
maybe not.
Maybe taking a water break here with halfway through the first quarter here in our WCTV Game of the Week, Centennial and Franklin. And it is 7-0 Cougars. Paul Brees and Matt Hill, the whole WCTV crew here, bringing you the action. And Matt, it's just an unbelievable scene to see the Centennial community come together right here in this first home game of the season. Now, granted, they're playing the Rebels.
So you know they're going to show up in force.
Absolutely.
But this is more than expected.
Yeah, I mean, I thought maybe there would be some people either staying at home to watch the Tennessee-North Carolina State game and maybe just, you know, the Labor Day weekend coming up, and I thought people were going to stay away. So I tell you what, Matt, is a great showing by both schools. And
you know, you see you've got the crowd over there in the grass hanging out, guys on the track. I mean, this place is packed. Great atmosphere.
A great atmosphere. It's not like
when you Fairview.
It's not like when you played down in Texas where there were 18,000 in the stands. But
no, we were a little more than that.
I'm sure that the Cougars will take it. Critchlow across the middle, and Matthews got it, and he is dragging. Oh, he stripped him the ball.
Oh my gosh!
What are they going to call it? Yes,
they gave it to him. That is number 3. Malik Grimes,
yeah.
The sophomore, 5'9", 150 pounds. Huge play by the young man. Critchlow does a great job stepping up, laser in the pocket, finds his favorite target there, Garrison Matthews, but Matthews loses the ball.
He stripped it away from him.
Wow. And when you think about Matthews, 6'4", 200 pounds, Grimes, 5'9", 150, that shouldn't happen. Great play by Grimes.
Well, and that is the kind of breaks that the Cougars are going to need to be successful this year and throughout this year. If they want to continue on the momentum they had last year heading into the second round of the playoffs. Now, first time, Matt, we've seen a quarterback under center. And now a delay of game is going to be called.
Well, they weren't thinking they were about to get the ball back.
Yeah. Well, they had to probably call some guys that had their helmets off.
Yeah. Some coaches in there coaching them up on the sidelines, getting them ready to go for the next series.
Well,
what do you do? Well, I guess now that might change things a little bit since you got the
it looks like Tomlin is going to go back into shotgun.
Yeah. So I was thinking play action over the top, but I don't know what you're going to do now.
1st and 15, Tomlin, and he sees a wide open.
Oh, man.
Whoa!
Great run.
That is Dusty Lee. And I tell you what, Matt, the cornerbacks and the safeties for Franklin have got to do something.
Yeah, they look confused out there. They're going to have to go to some type of zone, and which is going to be devastating if they start running the ball on them. But they're going to have to do something to figure this out. I mean, as you saw here, he cut across, and when he cut across, the linebacker it looked like was on him. It didn't look like a safety, it looked like a linebacker, and he just got lost, and there it is right there. And it does not have the speed to match up with Lee, and Lee runs over a defender, gets a great block, excellent running downfield.
Oh, and there's
Couldn't ask for a bigger player than that from Dusty Lee. He's made 2 excellent plays so far tonight.
Well, there's Fleming on the big first down carry. But, yeah, you talked about it. I think it was Justin Cahan, the linebacker, that was trying to keep up with
he didn't have a
Dusty
shot.
Lee, and that's just a mismatch. And so now the Cougars on the move again via the turnover.
And you can look at the size differential down here at the bottom. I believe that's 84.
That's Hall, who's already had the touchdown catch. Tomlin's going right back to him.
6'2".
Whoa, a nice threading the needle, I guess you would say, Matt.
Yeah, he definitely was. That was a great catch.
Well, you got to.
You see, he's 6'2".
Yeah.
Very athletic, under center again. Good pass. And does a great job of staying in bounds and bringing that ball down.
Well, they have gone
big first down.
They've gone to number 8 side, Gracia Katera. They're challenging him a lot early on.
He looks to be a little rattled, out of position a couple times, and he's given up a lot of size.
Well, you got to give a lot of credit to Tomlin, man. He is just playing pitch and catch out there.
Great job by that offensive line as well.
There's the backside, and a nice job by the Rebels this time. Let's see who comes off on the bottom of the pile.
Not quite sure who
Maybe
that was.
Bacon or
I saw a 4.
Josh Philby, one of the 2 big defensive tackles. And now it's going to bring up 2nd and 11 after the loss of 1. Tomlin. And give
Franklin
credit to
in
the
his
line.
zone.
Oh, there it is again. Give him 6, Matt. That is number 8.
And that time you saw Franklin sit back in his zone. When you do that, sometimes there's some holes. But not only were they sitting back in the zone, they brought a little bit of tried to bring some pressure. When that happens and the pressure doesn't get there in the zone with those holes, they're wide open.
Bailey Wisnowski with the touchdown catch. Here's one for you. He's going to hold the extra point. So you know he's sure-handed.
That's right.
The coaches must trust him if they're going to let him hold on the point after and field goals, and a big-time kick. And the extra point. Madonia is going to make it 14-0 Cougars.
And there you see the pass, all kinds of time for Tomlin. Wisnowski just got a little bit of size there, gets the inside position. As soon as he sees they're sitting back in zone, Franklin's defensive backs are stepping back. Wisnowski plays into that and cuts right inside of him. Touchdown.
And that would look like it was 24, Will McCurley. You talked about it. He really just gave him the inside position.
Yeah.
Tomlin had just had to throw it in there hard enough.
And it looked like they were playing a little cover 2 with the outside guys playing outside, and there was nobody in the middle. I'm not quite sure what happened there. You know, you didn't see any linebackers drop, brought some guys, but nobody got there. And then you saw also there's a 3-step drop, get it out of your hands right quick, which you got to like in the red zone. Good play calling there by that coaching staff.
Well, the key to this whole game, Matt, has been the fourth down, the lack of the fourth down conversion by Franklin, and then the turnover by Matthews off the big catch. And that ball is going to trickle through the end zone as Luke Hill just can't bring it in. It's really Franklin mistakes that Centennial in the past maybe have not been able to capitalize on, but this team is starting to capitalize on those mistakes, and that's what you can do if you want to be a good football team.
Yeah, and I think, you look at it, it's a lot of it that has to do with age. This is a very young group, and when you got a lot of young guys playing, a lot of mistakes are made. And really, like you were saying, Centennial hasn't stopped Franklin. Franklin has stopped themselves. Same thing can be said for Centennial's offense. Our offense is moving at will right now. If Franklin can stop the turnovers and make smart decisions, they can put just as many points on the board.
Well, and a handoff and a big stop. Helmet comes off, and that is going to be not much of a gain of any.
And you see that right there, the young man coming off the field. Your helmet comes off, you have to come off the field now.
Yeah, one play. Yep. And the clock is going to continue to wind. 3:21 here in the first quarter. And I'm sure Coach Webb and the Franklin Rebels want to kind of slow this momentum down.
Chip away at some of that. Get that offense out of the rhythm by making them sit for a little bit. Oh, I was about to say nice blocking, but that hole closed quickly. It looked like there was going to be an opening.
Well, Colton Morrison, the featured back, 5'8", 140. And
not a big guy, but he is very durable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hard-nosed runner. You don't think about it when you see a guy of that size.
So this is going to bring up third and about 6, Matt.
Big third down. You don't want to punt from right here and give him the ball back with good field position again. Critchlow has looked stoic in these situations, though.
And a rollout, Critchlow backside, toss up in the air.
Oh.
Just out of the outstretched arms of Matthews.
Yeah, and Matthews definitely his favorite target. That's the first time that we've seen him make a bad decision. It wasn't necessarily a bad decision. It just kind of rushed, threw it off his back feet, falling backwards, not able to get to Matthews. But I'm not sure Matthews was going to pick that up anyways.
Now, you know one thing, that's the same play I think Vanderbilt tried last night, and it got picked off. Jordan Huggers threw it back across. And so 4th and 6, going to be our first punt of the night. And we will see special teams and a great punt. It may give this, and that is.
He went down.
Yeah, I think it's Dusty Lee. And a nice punt by number 26.
And we saw
Corey Meredith.
And we saw Lee's ability to move in the open field on that last drive. I think Franklin's lucky he got a knee down.
Well, let's see if Tomlin stays with the hot hand. Coach Rector continues to call.
And we're going to have to see something change here for Franklin. They're going to have to do something different defensively.
It looks like Franklin's brought in a new cornerback. Yamik Woods, the senior, 18, has gone in for Katera on this right.
Got a little more
cornerback.
Well, looked like he had a little more size. I'm not quite sure he does, though.
And I believe Woods may be a former Centennial. And Hall has it. Oh,
he had it.
And I tell you what, Matt, they have dialed in over here on this left-hand side.
It doesn't look like and it looked like that he was able to stay with him, but then all of a sudden he just separated. Good job of Tomlin hanging onto that ball. That snap was a little off. And, man, that was a perfectly thrown ball. Well executed by Tomlin. But
yeah, you want it to hang up and give your receiver a chance to get underneath it. And nice job.
And where he put it, he was able to allow him to separate from the defender. If he's able to bring that in, stay on his feet, that might have been 6.
So Coach Rector going for the jugular right there. Up 14. And I believe Tomlin's going to pick up a nice gain.
He's going to be very close to a first down.
Well, they may have spotted it.
It looks like they're going to.
Yep. So moving the chains, and I tell you what.
Nice change of pace.
Absolutely. When you keep going to Fleming, and
that spreads that defense out. The linebackers, they're having to cover some more ground a little bit further back, and it just spreads everything out. Tomlin able to take it right up the gut. Bunch formation.
Well, and that's a great play by the cornerback Woods right there, coming up and just making the sure tackle.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you get. You know, you got a senior coming in, headsy guy, been here before, knows what to do, comes in, takes him out.
So now second and about 12. Hey, I guess if there is a weakness on this Centennial offense, the running game has not proven much on the ground tonight.
Not tonight, not tonight. They've, looked good last week. Had over 200 yards combined rushing, but not able to get it to ground so far, although they haven't had to.
Tomlin, and did he get it?
It looked like he dropped it, but no.
Well, hang on.
There, he got it.
And that's Hall through the traffic, coming up with a big catch. And I believe that's going to be another first down for the Cougars.
They are moving.
Woo. And that's threading the needle again by Tomlin.
Great catch in traffic by Hall, too. Good blocking by this offensive line. There really has been no pressure tonight.
Well, Tomlin, I mean, he's just feeling it. And
when you can step up in the pocket, when you can move around, when you can feel like you can stand there all day, go through progressions, it helps you do that. The offensive line is doing a great job.
And first time under center, it seems like, and there's Fleming on the outside and a great tackle.
Franklin doing a good job stopping the run.
That's Austin Winstead coming up and making the tackle from the safety spot.
I think here in a little bit, though, they're going to have to pick their poison, and they're going to have to start bringing some extra people.
Well, it looks like Coach Rector is going to let the time run out here in the first quarter, and the Cougars and the Cougar faithful very excited about where they are right here after one. The Centennial Cougars 14 and the Franklin Rebels 0.
The fast-paced action, that went by really quick. Only one punt. Some big plays offensively and defensively. Exactly what we expected when you think about a Franklin Centennial matchup. But you generally don't think that Centennial's the one that's going to be up 14-0.
Well, not an empty seat on the either side, and people having to start lining the over there on the track. And usually you have a fence on the inside of the track. There's people going to be running everywhere. But Paul Brees and Matt Hill bringing you the WCTV Game of the Week. And Matt, history has said Franklin 15-0 against this Centennial Cougar team in the Battle of Franklin. Coach Webb for Franklin calls it a rivalry. Coach Rector says it's not a rivalry because we haven't won before.
That's not a bad attitude when you're trying to get your team fired up about something.
So until you do something and make it an even series, it is not a rivalry. But so far, the Cougars are headed in the right direction. And so second quarter is going to start, and Tomlin again in the shotgun, and here comes the blitz. He's going to try to get it out. Oh, and I believe that's going to be Fleming on the screen. And a big pickup. And we see right here, it's Fleming on the catch, and it basically all him. They still really couldn't bring him down. So going to be set. Check that. Going to be third and about 3. Tomlin under center. Of course, he's going to be back to pass. And
a little high. That's the first time we've seen Tomlin getting a little flustered. You saw he had the happy feet kind of bouncing around, never got him set, and there really wasn't any reason. Didn't have any pressure, hadn't had any all night, and that's going to bring up 4th and 4. It looks like they're staying on the field.
Well, you have the hot hand in Tomlin. Coach Rector is going to roll the dice. Centennial had a big 4th down stop against Franklin.
Franklin's got to step up right here. I look for one of these defensive
linemen. May go to the hard
linemen.
count, Matt. May go to the hard count.
Hey, if they were doing it, they had somebody up top jump. That center's got to be aware and snap that ball.
So they're going to back out. I never was a fan of this. I think you need to have a play called.
And Rector may take the delay of game. And he does.
Good job by that young Rebel squad to hold their water and not give up the cheap 5.
And Coach Brian Rector bringing out the punt team.
Smart move. You're up 14-0. Don't do anything to mess it up.
Yeah, don't give them the short field, especially a young team and who's really trying to get some confidence. So punt team hadn't been called on for Centennial, and they cannot find any spots. If he doesn't get on the line, they're going to draw a flag.
Another one again. They're able to get it
great
off.
Punt and a fair catch. Not going to be close, and it is going to trickle in the end zone.
That was a great acting job there by the
up back. I believe that's Luke Hill, 13. So start them again at the Franklin Rebels 20. I think this may be the 4th offensive series for the Rebels. One punt, one turnover, and one stop on a 4th down. And sophomore Joe Critchlow going to bring him back out on offense. And looks like Tony Flemister is going to be well, no, check that. Morrison is in. And Donnie Webb looking for some consistencies here. And
Moore's trying to bounce it back outside, but nowhere to go. That was a great job by that defensive end for Centennial of staying at home, not getting sucked inside with on the counter. And that's what you like to see from your defensive linemen. I believe that was number 17, Cord Collier, on the tackle.
And we have seen Cord Collier in the last couple of years on our WCP games of the week, having to play quarterback some. So
yeah, jack of all trades.
Yeah.
He's got it wide open.
Yep. Somebody had let his man go free, and that's 20 Max Taylor.
That was a great job by Critchlow. You know, a lot of times that happens, wide open. Quarterback gets aside of it, especially a young guy, and makes a very errant throw. Great job by that offensive line, giving him plenty of time. Critchlow finds his man. Big first down.
Well, the thing I like about Critchlow, Matt, is he looks to his 2nd and 3rd receivers.
You don't see that in a young guy.
Unbelievable. So
very, very smart young man. I believe he took geometry in 8th grade.
Well,
not making that up.
No, I was going to say my sophomore's in geometry, so I don't know what that means, but that. Well, and I've heard there's a couple of younger Critchlow brothers coming up. I think there's a 7th grader and one in elementary school. Coach Webb going to do his best to
keep it on.
And a nice job. Get the ball away, throw it in the ground at 45, Matt.
Yeah.
That was big Sam Underwood, the senior.
Underwood does a good job of bringing some pressure. Look, they tried to set up a screen to the outside. Critchlow does a smart thing, not holding on to the ball and taking the big sack, throwing it in the receiver's feet, and just live to fight another day.
Going to bring up 3rd and about 11 here. 9:54, 2nd quarter.
Look for Centennial to maybe bring a little pressure here on 3rd down. They don't. They stick with a 3-man rush.
Critchlow going to try to scramble. He is going to be
just short. Critchlow's a big guy, not afraid to get hit, but not able to bring that in there for the first down.
Now Coach Webb has a big decision.
And they see him drop back, and with that 3-man rush, some lanes opened up, and Critchlow didn't see what he liked. The fact that there were 8 guys sitting back there in coverage. So he took off and almost picked up the first down. It's just going to be about a foot short or less.
Well, a good play by cornerback Deion Sanders to slow Critchlow down, but they're going to give them the first down, Matt.
Well, I look like he was short from up here.
Well, Coach Rector.
He is wanting an explanation. Like, whoa.
Yeah, now it's just figuring out that the signal was a first down.
Yeah, I don't know if we saw it. They saw him reach out or something, but it looked like he was well short from up here.
I was going to talk about it. Donnie Webb had a big decision to make. I don't even need one now.
The decision now is what to run on first down. When you've crossed the 50 and you're on the move.
That is totally wrong. Well, the Rebels get a first down. Morrison going to try to break it outside. And deceptive speed is Morrison, run out by number 7, Scotty Fleming. And that is going to be a nice pickup of about 7. So 2nd and 2. Critchlow again in a shotgun. Critchlow, plenty of time. He's going to lay it up.
He's got a man.
Got a man.
He's in the end zone. Touchdown.
Max Taylor.
Wow, what a great throw by Critchlow.
The kid is solid.
That's the second time we saw Taylor come wide open in the secondary. Maybe another breakdown in coverage, but nonetheless, excellent blocking up front by that offensive line. Critchlow looking steady, not panicked, not worried about the fact that he's down 14-0. Fires a great pass down the sideline. Touchdown Rebels.
And the extra point is good by Joe DeFada. And Matt, you're just wondering, how are these receivers getting so wide open?
I mean, and there you see Critchlow does a good job moving the pocket, not really getting much pressure. Great pass down the sidelines, and wide open for the touchdown is Max Taylor. And we've seen twice now, wide open. Critchlow I'm very impressed that he is playing like he is for a sophomore. Does not look like it at all. And that, Franklin really needed that, down 14-0. That makes it a one-possession game, 9:05 remaining in the second quarter. Changes the whole dynamic of what's happening.
Well, you go back a couple offensive series when it was 14-0. Centennial had the ball. They threw it up top, and Hall couldn't run it. He was running under it, and he dropped it. And if he would have caught that pass, it could have been 21-0. But the momentum and the tide has turned, and the Rebels have a little momentum and a little life.
And definitely going to be looking for this defense to keep stepping it up for the Rebels, and that's going to be tough when you got a quarterback like Tomlin back there. He has played well tonight.
So we're going to see it kicked off by Corey Meredith.
Nice kick.
And that is just
and
he catches
looked like it was going to go in.
So now we're going to have a return, and Fleming is going to be drugged down right at the 20.
Looks like Kenneth Garrett comes up with a tackle. Good job of hog tying him and bringing him down.
So Critchlow and the Rebels, 80 yards on that drive. Big touchdown catch by Max Taylor. And now it's the defense's turn. If you're a Rebels fan, make a stop. Well, Tomlin is going to go under center. In the backside, and a great play, Matt.
It's like number 54, Tyler Beasley, junior defensive lineman, 6'2", 215. Big play on first down, make it 2nd and 15. We talked about it. Somebody from this defense needs to step up, and you see him shoot the gap right there and then doesn't hesitate, runs right through the running back and takes him down. And you look up, we had a little change up there as well. That was Brandon Griffin, the junior, running the ball for Centennial.
Well, let's see if Tomlin goes back up to the air. And a just can't seem to get any downhill momentum running the ball, Matt.
No, and I think they're trying to sneak one in. Try to pop one, pick up about 7 yards, make this a little bit easier. Excuse me. Yeah, 3rd down, but weren't able to do it.
So 3rd and about 13.
Under 8 minutes remaining.
2 running plays, and the Cougars have gone backwards this series. This time Tomlin going to roll out.
Got some rush. Man in his face. Oh, wow.
And a big catch. That's Yamick Woods on the defense.
Wow, Woods did a great job of seeing what was happening. Understood that his...
I believe that's number 6, Dusty Lee on the catch. That was Woods on the cornerback. He was playing cornerback.
Yeah. A lot of pressure in Tomlin's face. Just kind of lofts it up. A lot of trust there in his his wide receiver.
Yeah, Dusty Lee.
Dusty Lee. Lee does an excellent job of reading what's happened, comes back to the ball, and makes a huge catch.
This time, Tomlin on the keeper, and he's got a little room. And he is going to take it down for a big gain.
And that's the 2nd time we've seen Tomlin keep it there. Fake the handoff, take it right up the gut. And I think that's a great play call after that play where you just stretch the field. You see his running ability, and there you can see him finish right there, just running over number 6, Austin Winstead.
So
Tomlin, a double threat, slinging and running it.
So halfway through the 2nd quarter, 7:28, and our WCTV game of the week, Centennial 14, and the Franklin Rebels 7, and the mandatory water break.
We've seen a few of those tonight.
And no one has brought us some water. First time in the press box, Matt, for you, is that correct?
It is the first time.
And
this is
so
the first time.
I'm
enjoying it.
Yeah, did not have to make the climb up the ladder, and we didn't really burn any calories, but I had to walk a long way.
I actually climbed up the ladder. I didn't realize it. They didn't tell me.
Oh, you went ahead and went up the ladder?
because, we were running with the parking situation. Things were running a little late. I ran down there and said, Creed, I'm here. I'm going up. 10 count, baby. Came upstairs, came up top, and I thought, there is no screen. What is going on? This sucker's about to fire off. We need to go, people.
So Centennial, gracious host, letting us, I think everybody was a little scared of the rain and created some space over here as put both coaches, I guess, up top and gave us this room over here. And
mighty nice of them.
When it started raining about 4:30, Matt, I thought, we are in big trouble. Where at least I was, and it is cleared up nicely. The moon is out, and
it's getting late. Let's get ready to celebrate. It's pajama time.
That's
a book we read to my kids.
Oh, okay.
Not that anybody cares out there.
1st and 10, Cougars. And Tomlin, plenty of time, and he is wide open. And Fleming dancing for the touchdown around the corner.
Wow.
Put it in the books, 35 yards. Tomlin to Fleming. And this is going to be a shootout at the OK Corral.
It's there, gunslinging right now. Tomlin, excellent job. Franklin looks like they decided to bring a little more pressure, but they have not been able to get to Tomlin. Once they got in his face with Tomlin able to get the ball away, this time you see the offensive line does a great job picking it up. Tomlin hangs in there. Excellent throw. And we've seen Fleming several times tonight make some great plays. None bigger than that one right there.
Well, the extra point is good. Going to tack it on. 21-7. Centennial over Franklin. Man, you talked about Williamson County football. You normally think of pound the rock, but we are throwing it around tonight.
Yeah, that's not what we're seeing here. We got 2 really good quarterbacks. We got some great skill players. And here you're going to see Franklin decide that they need to try to make something happen and brings a little bit of pressure, not able to get up to him. Tomlin does a good job finding the open receiver, that man fall down in coverage. And great job getting Fleming into the touchdown. Sorry about that.
Well, there is the moon, and with a full moon out, Matt, you may see some history tonight if you're a Centennial Cougar fan.
They'll be enjoying the full moon every time it comes out on Friday nights if they're able to take one home here. Wow, that was a huge drive for these Wildcats. Franklin comes down, makes it a 1-possession game. And really, truly, down there, you're looking at what, third and, was it 13 at one point?
Yeah.
Down at, not able to convert there. You're giving Franklin a short field off that punt. Big play, and then they're able to take it in all the way for the touchdown, change the whole dynamic of this game. We've seen it flip-flop back and forth several times here. Very exciting game tonight.
Well, the Cougars have had 4 kickoffs go to the end zone, and maybe this was
they're coming out.
And this is Morrison, and they is stopped at the 20. So a nice job by the special teams play of the Cougars.
And these Centennial fans in front of us are electrified. They are up on their feet, excited just about a tackle on the kickoff. They are ready for a Cougar win here.
Well, we're right in front of the chairback seats, Matt. The parents, I'm sure these parents have bought as season tickets, and
got a couple of coaches' wives here.
I tell you what, none of them are sitting down. None of them are sitting down.
I'm glad they're not very tall.
Yeah, absolutely. So, first and 10 from the 20. Joe Critchlow and the Franklin Rebels offense trot out. Shotgun. And a flag comes in, Matt. And that is from the side judge.
It looked like defensive tackle over the center kind of jumped into the neutral zone, maybe a little bit too far. And that's going to make that play call a lot nicer on first down.
Absolutely. 1st and 5.
The young sophomore Critchlow looking great tonight. Down by 14 again. Let's see what he's got.
He strikes it in there to Luke Hill. And a big first down pickup.
Just completely unraveled. I'm amazed by the young man here.
Very poised.
Yeah.
Even when he was under pressure, Matt, and you see it, just a nice pitch and catch. During that time when he was under pressure, he rolled out and he threw it at the feet of the receiver. I mean,
yeah.
You try to teach it, and some of the quarterbacks just don't get it.
And just like you said, the progression, he is going first, second, third, fourth options and not getting flustered. And then he'll tuck and run, and when you see him run, he's always looking downfield. You got to think that Centennial maybe at some point is going to start bringing a little bit of pressure. Oh,
and a big hit as Morrison tries to get around the
flag on the ground. I don't think it had to do with the hit, though.
That's in the holding area, probably.
Yes, it is.
There is the holding call.
And it looked like it had nothing to do with the play as well. Backside, way late. The ball was already gone. Excuse me. Mistake by one of these young offensive linemen.
Only 4 returning starters for the Rebels. They played a Hendersonville team in the kind of the same situation player-wise as far as years of experience, a young team as well. And so, but they came away with the win at home.
1st and 20.
Critchlow. Oh, my.
Oh, he's got a man. Just too far.
And there is so much miscommunication in that secondary for Centennial right now.
Yeah,
Max Taylor, I don't think anybody wants to guard him. They may not trust him. They may not respect him. I don't know.
I don't know.
He's coming up open a lot. And
he's a little guy out there, 5'10", 155. Probably didn't appreciate me calling him a little guy. But he's made some big plays. And that one would have been a big one right there.
Well, compared to you, he's a little guy.
Yes.
I mean,
well, that's pretty much most people.
So going to bring
250.
Oh, there you go.
My left leg.
2nd and 19. Go the Rebels. Ball at the 25. Trying to get Morrison over for a little. And 73 right there for
wow. Makes it even worse.
Rebels. That's Drew Murphy, the senior.
And that's the guy they're counting on to not make mistakes like that and anchor this offensive line and be somebody that can show some poise. And right there, he let it slip.
So 2nd and 24 now. This may be a good opportunity for a screen pass. or something
Draw.
quick. Or yep.
Middle screen.
To keep it simple to Morrison. Positive yardage. And you know what they say, you can't get all 24 back in one play.
But you need a little more than 3.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down.
And I mean, I wouldn't be afraid to put it in Critchlow's hands here. Why not? He has not really shown any bad decision making tonight. Has not looked flustered. Let it rip.
May have been one of the.
If he catches that, he's going to be running right down the middle, and that's going to be a 1st down. We've seen Matthews uncharacteristically make some mistakes tonight.
This may have been thrown just a tad behind him.
It was a little behind him, but he had the ball. You get 2 hands on it, you got to catch it.
So 4th and 18 are the Rebels in another punting situation. Corey Meredith, the punter, sophomore, he's got a big leg, another big kicker in Williamson County. A nice spiral right to Dusty Lee, and
Lee again looked like it came down.
Well,
they let him get up.
Matt, they totally redid this field over the offseason and during the summer. I mean, basically, it was dirt, and so it looks like maybe some loose turf out there. You just can't get their footing going.
We've seen some good plays and some guys make some plays on the sideline, but you know that middle of that field when you got loose turf is when it's going up and forth, back and forth, up and down it. You know, you get some patches that are kind of loose. And you can see a couple of them right there, especially on that 45. Big chunk of it.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Cougars on their own 46. And a big-time delay. And underneath is Collier, trying to keep his feet, takes the hit and gets out of bounds for a 1st down. And I think that may have been the tight end drag from the backside right there, Matt.
Yeah, and it was well done. And there you see a nice play action pass by Tomlin. Collier wide open. You know, he's a big target out there, very athletic guy. We've got another timeout.
Well, it's just
It's like it's called on the field again.
Gonna give him some more water, man. Hey, you know, if you're Brian Rector, you want these referees to stop doing that because you've got a lot of momentum and you're slowing it down right here. But you know, it's all about safety.
All about safety.
Yeah, absolutely.
Safety first. You know, I think one of the big pushes, you know, for football in general is safety, and they're doing it here in this case and all kinds of other areas. Like, you know, the helmet comes off, guys got to come out of the game because I think they're worried about losing people. You know, you got a lot of parents now that see these things about concussions and other things, heat stroke, people dying from heat stroke, things too hot, thinking, I don't know if I want my kid playing football.
Yeah.
And, you know, you lose a whole generation, that's going to really do a lot to football across the board.
Well, we're going to talk about Brentwood High and Independence played on Thursday night last night. And I'll tell you what, the Bruins showed they may be the team to beat in the district and a possible contender for that championship in 6A.
And on the flip side, you look at Independence came in this season with some high hopes, and things have not started off very well.
We're going to see Independence a couple more times in our WCTV game of the week. And there is a handoff to number 4, Brandon Griffin, the junior, and that young man at 5'11", 200 pounds. That's the kind of size you'd like when you want to try to soften them up in the middle.
No doubt about it. I mean, that's a 1-yard run, but it's a hard-nosed 1-yard run. It's the kind of thing, if you keep pounding away, it's going to help you out there in the fourth quarter.
2nd and 9.
Oh, there he was, open on the sidelines.
And that was Jacob Grams. And he's the young man that went in motion, Matt, and Tomlin read it right.
And you know, when you're going against a young defense, And I think we saw it a lot earlier. You start motioning people back and forth, like we saw the tight end drag across the field. When you start doing things like that, young guys make mistakes to get out of position, think they see something that's not really there. And guys are wide open, not able to take advantage of that play, and you're looking at 3rd and 9.
Well, we've seen Centennial hit some big plays, not out of the realm of possibility at 3rd and 9. They're bringing the house.
They've got him some pressure, and they've got it. That looks like number 49.
I think that maybe Zach Bacon.
Zach Bacon.
Yeah.
Big defensive lineman that we were talking about earlier in the game. One of the few seniors on this defense. Huge play. Franklin needed that. They did not need a 3-score game. 4 minutes. Probably by the time they take the ball, it'll be under 4 minutes. But a lot of time left here in this half with 2 timeouts.
Well, a frustrated Centennial coaching staff on the punt formation.
Early on, you see some mistakes, and this is week 3 for us. But this is only Centennial's 2nd game, so they're still going through some of these glitches, and you see some of that, especially on special teams. We saw this earlier today. They had to run a man out on the punt formation, and now they're having a couple more issues. Probably haven't punted too much this season so far, I'd imagine, at least in game time situations.
Well, the only reason you would call a timeout on the punt is if you had a guy not out there, formation was wrong, or you were trying to trick play and you didn't have the guy in the right spot.
Yeah.
And we have known Coach Rector back in his days, even at Ravenwood, he would pull out all the stops, even in special teams. Oh, and
nice high punt.
Yeah, this time going to be, going to trickle down, Matt, inside the 5 to about the 3.
Great punt. Good coverage by that team. Well worth the timeout for Coach Rector.
Absolutely. So now if you can come up with a big defensive play, you got 4 minutes and 2 seconds left in the 2nd quarter.
And we're talking about Franklin having a lot of time and 2 timeouts. With that punt right there, we're looking at Centennial having 2 timeouts and probably some time to get the ball back.
Absolutely.
Franklin needs to, they're definitely thinking score, but right now you're thinking don't give the ball back. Let's run this sucker out first and get a couple of first downs.
Well, you look over here, Matt, there's no one covering Max Taylor. He's
wide open to the slot.
And that is going to be trouble. And Critchlow's going to throw it up.
Oh, wow.
Great play, Matt, by Scotty Fleming. But give your hat off to Joe Critchlow, quarterback.
I don't know how he comes up with that ball. Excellent job, and does an even better job of getting it out there.
And he had a little mustard on that pass.
He did, and if you saw that, Garrison Matthews got away with a little bit of a hold there, kind of playing a little defensive back. Good job by him not giving up the interception.
So 2nd and 10, and Matt, again, you're on the 4-yard line, Matt, and you're going shotgun. You're already in the end zone, and now you're putting Morrison back there, halfway out in the end zone, 5 yards deep.
Yeah, I don't think you're running it here. And you are, my Lord. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, going to pick up maybe 1, so 3rd and 9.
I guess you're thinking last play, incomplete pass. I didn't run any time off that clock. Well, I'm going to run it, see what happens. Maybe we can pick up about 5-6 yards, run some time off this clock. But we're, looking at 3rd down after this, and giving the ball back with right around 2:50, 2:30 if we don't pick this up. And his stands are coming alive over here. I didn't think it was possible for them to get louder, but they're proving me wrong here. I'm going to hurt that man with the bell in a second.
Oh!
Wow.
Big hit. And we will see if Coach Rector is going to burn a timeout to stop the clock, but it's going to bring up 4th down for sure.
He's going to let it run.
He's going to let it run. The ball is spot. So you're right, Matt. He's about 2 minutes and 30 seconds if the Rebels take it down all the way on the play clock. Is when the Cougars should have the ball back now. Late run in by the Rebels. Oh, it's the punter. Corey Meredith. Hello.
Might need him.
So, hey, with 3 seconds left now, Coach Webb has to burn a timeout. And,
Yeah, I'm real surprised by that play calling there. On first down, you let Critchlow rip it down the side.
Well, that may have been a run, but because of the mishandled snap,
that is true.
He had to go and do something.
And if that's the case, that was very headsy. And that was, a good job by Garrison Matthews out there to keep his head on a swivel and understand what's happening. But the man's not made any mistakes tonight. Let him throw the ball out.
Well, you had the punter run on late and had to burn a timeout. And so 21-7 late in the second quarter, 2:32 left, and the Rebels are going to kick it to a dangerous Dusty Lee, who's already shown he can put it in the end zone for scores.
We just got confirmation that first down play was a run call.
Great job. So Meredith kicks it, a nice booming. And Lee got plenty of room.
He's got lots of room.
If he will keep his feet.
Man, down to about the 33-yard line. 2:19.
Second quarter.
No.
Yeah, Centennial with 2 timeouts. And with the way Tomlin has thrown the ball, the quarterback for Centennial, you got to think the Cougars may put it in the air.
I think there's no doubt about it.
Well,
and there's the run. So what do we know? That's why we're up here and they're down there.
Cahan, a nice play coming up at the linebacker spot. With 2 minutes left, Matt, you're really not fooling anybody with the
no
with the off tackle. Eventually you can't do play action with 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I mean you can run it, but it doesn't do it.
So this time we'll see. There is the play action off the back
Pressure.
foot.
I think they just got tangled up.
I did too.
I don't think that was pass interference at all.
Yeah,
if you don't call that in the Vandy game last night, you sure as heck can't call that right there.
Absolutely. So their feet get tangled up. That is Wisnowski, and I believe that was Kenneth Garrett or Nick Hardiman. Not sure. And
they may be discussing this right here.
Let's see if they're going to wave it off. It would be up to the gentleman in the white hat. And they are.
Oh, they're calling it.
Well, taking it back, and they're going to mark it down.
These fans in front of us think they made the right call. I can tell you that. And you see it right there. They just ran into each other. Legs got tangled up.
That is Hardiman, the safety for the Rebels. I mean, I think he's just frustrated because he thought maybe he could have picked it off. It was just hanging up there.
Yeah.
Not one of the best decisions by Tomlin. Probably the guy he wanted to go to, but double team.
It worked out all right in the end, though, for him.
Down inside the 20 this time.
Luck beats skill every day.
Oh, and they had the jet sweep going.
And it looked nice, too. Well set up and blocked on the outside.
Yep.
But then, all right, there we go.
That's going to take him down to 1 timeout left. Centennial and Franklin each have 1 timeout left. So, Matt, 1:43, second quarter, and the bands are cranking it up.
They're ready to go. Locked and loaded.
And I tell you what, it is not going to be a fun trip if you're going to the concession stand at halftime.
No, I won't be joining them. I wouldn't mind some of that kettle corn, though, right there, those 2 young men got. Send it my way, gentlemen.
Yeah, well, it'll be a long walk.
They're making it, not me. It's all right.
Tomlin, shotgun. And he's going up top, and I tell you, he's got a man open.
He does all kinds of time. Drop the ball, and that's number 3.
Nick
Hardeman comes in. Sophomore makes a big play.
And I believe that was Dusty Lee, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I'm talking about the hit.
Yeah, Dusty Lee, the intended receiver. Matt, he had the inside position again, though.
Yeah, they're just giving it up. Great blocking. Again, Tomlin got all day, and there you see Hardeman come in and pop him right there as he catches the ball. Comes down. Great timing by the young man. 2nd and 10.
Minute 36. One timeout for each team.
I think we'll see a couple more shots here at the end zone, maybe.
Here comes the blitz.
Oh,
and they've got
wide
it set
receiver
up.
Screen.
And he's got it set up, and he's going to walk it in. They ran it right into the blitz, Matt.
They did. And that's
Wisnowski.
Number 8, Wisnowski. And you saw the little stutter step by Wisnowski because there was a Franklin defender that ran right out there. Well read by him. Wisnowski, though, does a great job of seeing what's happening and steps inside a little bit, pops it through, great blocking downfield, and then it's just waltzing right into the end zone. Touchdown Centennial, and that's exactly what Franklin did not want to happen. Keep that a 2-score game, now you're looking at 3. Franklin does have one timeout, minute 30 remaining. A lot of time.
Well,
I got a feeling, though, with what we saw, how conservative they were going in, that maybe they're going to be conservative again, but I think that might change a little bit when you're down by 3 scores.
Well, the student section.
And there you see the little stutter step. Oh, nice replay. Now she does a great job of just getting right upfield. Excellent blocking all the way down.
Yeah, they had the corner blitz coming from that side.
Yep.
So they had the guys over there, but once he beat that first wave, he could have walked in.
Yeah, it was on. Good play call. Well executed. Good blocking by that offensive line. Those guys have done a great job tonight. They did a good job getting out there in space. That's not easy for those big fellas to get out there.
And give credit to number 7, Scotty Fleming. We called his name on some big offensive plays, but you know what he's done is he's really picked up the blitz back there and blocking like you talked about and giving Tomlin that extra time.
And when you come on an all-out blitz against the screen, bad things can happen either way.
Well, 28-7. Coach Rector worked the clock management right there. About as good as you can do. Gave Franklin a little more time, I guess, than maybe he wanted, but he's going to take the 7 points either way. And we'll see if they can get it down into the goal line. Just going to be short, and this is going to be Luke Hill maybe.
Well, we've seen some big plays from Mr. Hill already tonight.
It's going to take it to about the 29. Not a bad return when you catch it at the half-inch line.
70 yards to go, and there you see Hill. He just gets ahead of steam, and you got to like that north and south. Doesn't mess around, understands the situation, doesn't want to burn a lot of time, just gets what he can, and picks up almost 30.
Well, it's going to be a decision now. Does Coach Webb want to sit on it, head to the house, or he doesn't want Critchlow and this young offense to make a mistake, so pick your poison, I guess.
We really haven't seen him make a mistake tonight. That's what, that's my thing. Let him go. Let him see what happens. Down by 3 scores, make something happen here. You don't want to leave anything on the field. Sorry.
Well, you got to wonder how long these young guys can play. I mean, about as good as you can offensively, minus a few plays here and there.
And I think you kind of hamstring yourself when you get in these situations. I know I've been on the field whenever you've got time on the clock, you've got timeouts, and your coach is calling draws and he's calling little off-tackle plays. And you're like, come on, man, we are trying to get back in this game. Let's do something. Let's quit messing around. You start to become frustrated as an offense. You get upset with the coaches. You know, you want to try to win. You want to do something about it.
Brian Wyatt is the offensive coordinator on the Franklin Rebels. And now Morrison got some speed. Oh, and he's tripped up as he picks up the first down now, getting closer to scoring.
Nice off tackle there by Morrison. Morrison just picks up a head of steam. He looks like he's a small guy out there, but man, he runs so hard. He runs so hard.
And he is, he's got to have at least 15 carries this half. You talked about being a workload.
And he can carry. You know, last season had so many injuries at running back for Franklin, and he was their workhorse.
Critchlow gonna hold it. Now he's gonna get rid of it. Matthews on the reception, and he's gonna be.
Looks like that's gonna be close to. They gave him the first down. The clock's gonna stop. They can get up there and make something happen.
18.3 seconds. And now you got to wonder, Matt, you ran that draw, or you know,
you ran a minute off the clock messing around.
Now the spike here. 15 seconds now. It's up. It ran off.
How many yards do we think we need to get in field goal position for the kicker here for Franklin?
Maybe to 25. He's probably got about 20 more yards. Critchlow, and they got one timeout.
You can go across the middle of the field if you got a timeout here.
Look for Matthews again. Been the top target for Critchlow. Again, a high snap. Critchlow.
You're running a lot of time off the clock. Oh, wow.
And that right there, Matt, may run the clock down. Coach Webb.
I think that's going to do it.
It's going to end it. Matt, we're at halftime, and the Centennial Cougars have proven they could be for real. As your halftime score, the Centennial Cougars 28, the Franklin Rebels 7, and we will be right back after Pets of the Week. Welcome back, everyone. After halftime, it is Centennial 28, Franklin 7. Paul Brees and Matt Hill at Centennial High School. And Matt, the Cougars have put the air in their offense, and Tomlin, the quarterback, has looked really good.
Definitely. He's got 219 yards, 10 of 14, very accurate. But the more important thing is he's got 4 touchdowns. He's looked very poised back there in the pocket. Great time by that offensive line. They've not really given up any pressure tonight, just once or twice. And he has looked great.
Well, on the flip side, the Franklin offense kind of done it to themselves. Joe Critchlow, the quarterback, has held his own as a sophomore, but just been a turnover and a couple of stalled series. And whereas in the past, Centennial has not capitalized on that this year.
They definitely have
They
tonight.
definitely have. So it's really the running games have been not effective at all.
No, we've seen, Franklin a little bit more effective. They've gone to the well a lot more, but nothing that's been spectacular. But you talk about the past game with Joe Critchlow being a sophomore. I mean, he doesn't look like a sophomore out there. I think he's got 129 yards right now, 1 touchdown. 12 of 18, had a few incompletions, but a couple of them been really good incompletions, like we saw the one on the screen where he had some pressure in his face, and he threw it at the receiver's feet instead of giving up the sack and also forcing it and giving the turnover. So he's looked really good tonight. And you were talking earlier about him going through his progressions. It's something you don't see very often at this age.
Well, I tell you what, Matt, the bad news if you're a Franklin fan is you're going to have to kick it off to Centennial. And offensively, they have controlled the game in the air, as you talked about. And Meredith, the kick is deep, and
that's not coming back.
That's going to start out to 20. Well, Tomlin going to lead out the offense, and the senior has had a tremendous start.
4 touchdowns for the young man, only 4 incompletions all day back there. You got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line. And you also got to give the credit to that receiving core he's got.
Fleming, Lee, and Emmanuel Hall.
Wozanowski's made a couple of nice plays
you're
too.
Exactly right, Bailey Wozanowski. So now under center, and Fleming is going to change direction, and he tries
to cut it back across.
And a nice stop by number 2, Garrett, to track him down.
Garrett tried to rip that ball out, but
well, one play, Matt. We're going to take it all the way down inside the 30 to about the 26.
And there you see Fleming does an excellent job of reversing the field. And just there was all kinds of Franklin players there, just splits them all. And I like the fact that he doesn't run out of bounds. He cuts it back inside, picks up a few extra yards, and an explosive way to start the second half for this Centennial offense.
Well, the Cougars must have heard that we talked about their non-existent running game. 54 yards by Fleming. Play action.
They only had 40.
Tomlin. He's going to check to his middle receiver, Collier. And the senior tight end is going to take it down for a pickup of about 7 or 8.
I've been very impressed with the play calling tonight by Centennial's offensive coordinator. That was another nice one. You come off the big run. Cut it back across the middle. Collier, a great target. Jet sweep. Fake.
Tomlin.
We've seen him a couple of times tonight pop it right up the middle. Very impressed with this young man, not just his passing ability, but also his running ability. Before that last run, I think he was the leading rusher tonight for Centennial.
Well,
first and goal.
And it is going to be spotted. You talked about just inside the 10, so you're right. First and goal at the 9, just beginning the third quarter. And there is Fleming on the
going to stretch it out.
Yep, stretch play, just going to be marked down about the 3-yard line.
Nice run. I mean, when you can pick up 6-7 yards a pop inside the goal line, that's a huge run.
Eventually you're going to get there.
Yeah, I know.
So the Cougars looking to extend this lead early.
And again, this is, athleticism and speed right there. Franklin not in bad position. They hadn't been available there to make the play, but just not able to get it done. Little offset at Maryland I. Excellent running ability.
Well, that is going to take it to 34-7, Matt.
And that's Scotty Fleming, number 7.
If we take a look at this replay, you're going to see that Tomlin actually just kind of tosses it back there to him. Really not a toss sweep per se, but it's just an interesting exchange.
Well, whatever happened worked.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was some excellent running by Fleming. It's a 3-yard run, but he was dancing all over the place.
And there is a extra point good. As they're going to extend the lead, 35-7. With 10:29 here in the third, and you see Fleming.
Nice vision. Gets in the hole. Good. It was a big hole, but there was some movement in there. He had to move around. It was a good job of running and puts him up by 4 scores now. Big mountain to climb for the young sophomore quarterback in his offense.
Well, if you're a Centennial fan, you got to say, hey, when do we call off the dogs? I tell you what.
I don't think they do.
You haven't won a game in the 15 meetings previously. Keep your foot on the pedal and keep going.
We got 2 new ears here. We got Centennial on the rise. Franklin kind of starting over with the whole new program. And I don't think Centennial's going to feel sorry for him one bit here.
Well, both teams, tremendous crowds. For a holiday weekend, a lot of people, probably one of the bigger crowds in Centennial's history. As Donia is going to kick it off, and he's been pretty good. And Morrison going to take it out, and he slips.
He slips. That's you're talking about earlier, that turf. Out in that middle of that field, just lost his footing.
Well, you go so hard one direction, you try to stop.
Yep. And he is a hard-nosed downhill runner.
Well, we are going to see our first opportunity here in the second half for the Franklin Rebel offense, led by sophomore Joe Critchlow. Again,
looked impressive tonight.
Yeah, I'm trying to recount, and a busted play. Critchlow, he's just going to have to eat it.
We saw earlier at the end of the second half of busted play, Criswell was able to run play called, high snap, comes up with it, and he throws it downfield. This time not able to do it. He turns right, running back goes left.
You know, and with that snap coming so hard, so high, you know, it takes the timing away, and maybe that was part of it as well. But, you know, Criswell's had to save the exchange snap a couple of times.
Yeah.
There's like another high snap, and Morrison is going to be bottled up. I believe he's got about 16, 17 carries, Matt, for only about 35 yards.
Yeah, not very much going for him. I mean, they keep going back to that well because he's a good running back. But you're down 4 scores, 28 points. I think you got to let that ball fly.
So going to bring up 3rd and about 15. Play clock. Winding down to under 5, so going to need to hurry up. Are the Rebels. And again, Morrison going to stretch it out. They're going to stop him short of the first down, but a nice carry nonetheless.
Picked up some yardage, but it's going to be a punt. And, you know, Criswell's not really made any mistakes tonight. I don't, you know, I think you got to let him throw the ball here. If you got any chance of coming back, and even if you don't, not going to come back. I'm not saying there's a lot of time left in this game. No, we're not calling it quits. But you don't come out there and run the ball 3 times in a row. You got to let him throw the ball. Young guy, let him learn from this experience. And he's not going to do that by handing it off.
Well, there's going to be a...
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, wow. Oh. And a great play. A run back. Woo! I believe is that maybe Dusty Lee, and a late flag comes in.
Are they piling on at the end of it? Because I didn't see any bad blocks. Anything in the back, and I cannot believe Dusty Lee stays on his feet here. There looks like about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Franklin defenders. Picks up a nice block at the end. Wasn't anything crazy. Lee wide open. I mean, you just see the ability he has in the open field. Not quite sure what the flag is.
I'm not sure either.
Didn't see anybody from either team do anything that looked too offensive.
Going to be spotted. As here we go. We got a dead ball. Personal
foul on
Centennial.
Centennial.
So not quite sure what happened there at the end of the play. Nonetheless, it is going to be 1st and 10 after the big return.
Still, you're looking at the 35-yard line here. Very short field.
And we have a hot hand of Tomlin and Fleming and Lee and Hull and an offensive line. You got to get a shout out to those big guys.
I mean, they had just all kinds of protection tonight. And here, you know, able to start running here in the second quarter, it looks like, in that last drive. See if they're able to go back to the ground. A lot of room off to the left side there.
Well, nobody's out there with
no one.
No one is out there with Fleming, and he's going to be pulled into.
Oh, and he goes up and gets it. Wow.
Unbelievable. And the athleticism of Scotty Fleming.
I mean, just throw it up to the young man. I mean, wasn't bad coverage. Throws it up high in the air, allows Fleming to adjust to the ball. We've seen Tomlin do that a couple of times tonight. Well thrown ball, not really bad coverage, but just the athleticism of Scotty Fleming. 5'11", 160 pounds.
Well, when he went in motion and nobody rolled over there, I thought
it was over.
Yeah.
And you saw it to begin with, there was no one on that left side of the field. And as soon as he moved, it was on. And Tomlin took advantage of it. You got that senior quarterback who understands what's happening. Goes right to him. Athleticism of that young man goes right up and gets it. 4 seconds on the play clock.
A quick handoff up the middle. And
powers into the end zone.
Touchdown for the Cougars. That is going to extend the lead to 41-7, pending the extra point.
You know, we talked about some of the
woes that Centennial was having running the ball in the first half, that offensive line powered off the ball. And I think right now Franklin's defense seems a little bit demoralized.
And with that extra point, 42-7. Matt, you walked in the gate, you wouldn't have thought here's going to be the final score, or the score.
The score,
42-7 currently. I'm sure Coach Rector and the coaching staff and the kids probably want to believe it.
Yeah.
But now it has come a reality as we are closer and closer to ending the streak of the Battle of Franklin.
There you see that touchdown run right there. I mean, a whole new line of scrimmage was created. You see like 3 or 4 Franklin defenders laying on the ground laying into the end zone, just got blown back. This team is excited. They are fired up, and they are ready to put a win in the column against Franklin. Now on the flip side, when you got a young team as Franklin is, who has really offensively not played badly. There's been a few bad calls. They put in a couple of bad positions, I felt like, but not played badly. You want to come out here and you want to execute, try to put some points on the board and not just fold underneath this pressure. You're in a very hostile environment.
So the kickoff, and that one going to be short, and Wood's going to have a chance to return it. And
he's got a head of steam.
And a great play by the kicker. For Centennial.
But we saw before halftime come out and nail a couple of 50-yarders.
Yeah, he was out there practicing earlier. He was about up to the 50 with plenty of room to spare.
Yeah, he had a couple extra yards on that leg. And you see him come up and make a great tackle.
And normally, we're in the elements and we can kind of feel the wind shifting. Being in the press box, we can feel a slight breeze, but we don't know how hard it is out there. And those kickers may be benefiting from that.
Well, benefit or not, he hit it from 50.
So here comes Critchlow, and going to have some breathing room offensively starting in Centennial territory. And there's Morrison.
Morrison with a huge
run.
He's gone.
And they're going to be knocked
he bumped him out. And there you see some of that speed and downhill running ability by Morrison. He is definitely the workhorse for this Franklin running game. Nice blocking off the right side, and Morrison, as soon as he sees the lane, he takes it, and he's right down the sideline and out of bounds.
Well, 1st and 10 for the Rebels at the 9. They're going to give it back to Morrison. This
Why
time
not?
Just kind of out of gas. He just ran it for about 30.
Yeah, and it seems like we see that every week. Somebody makes a big, long run, and they go right back to him.
And that is going to be a loss. And so should have been 1st and goal. Now it's going to be 2nd and goal from about the 11 now. Of course, if you're Franklin, it's 4 downs to score. There's no way they're going to settle for a field goal. Down 42-7. Critchlow going to have a chance to throw it. Going to thread the needle.
Oh, almost there.
And Luke Hill, I believe that is 13, drops a
short touchdown.
Yeah.
Nice throw by Critchlow. I mean, you got to like the young man's patience. Does not get flustered. Doesn't look like he feels like he's down 35 right now. No. He's out there playing and hustling. And that brings up 3rd and 10.
Goal.
Oh, wow.
Sacked. 45. It's going to be Sam Underwood, the senior. And a great blitz, a delayed blitz, it looks like, Matt.
Yeah, Underwood had 5 tackles for a loss last week. He is a beast defensively. We've not called his name much tonight, but there's a huge play right there. Franklin trying to get something on the board. Underwood, huge play, drops him back, and you're looking at 4th and goal from about the 19.
4th and goal. Coach Webb is going to try to go for it. Your shot is just to throw it up.
And again,
that's the
lots
wheel
of
route.
pressure.
And it's out of the outstretched arms of number 20, Max Taylor, who's been the wide open receiver, it seemed like.
Yeah, and they're starting to, you know, that defense has got a little slobber knocking going on. They understand what the situation, and they just teeing off. Didn't quite get the blocking that they were wanting to get. And that's an incomplete pass, and that's going to bring up the turnover and have Centennial's offense back on the field with a running clock.
3:30 and counting, still in the 3rd quarter. A little slight delay, Matt, trying to find some players to get out there to play offense. I bet you Coach Rector may have to call timeout. Oh, missing a lineman. 71, John Harlan.
You may be seeing some new faces, and that might be part of it.
Yeah, and so Coach Rector going to run it down to 3 minutes and 4 seconds. Going to call the timeout. Try to get everything organized. And you're up 42-7. And again, the running clock rule, when you're up by 35 or more, the clock is going to continue to run no matter what happens. The only way you stop it is injury and a timeout. So if you're just joining us, we're here, WCTV Game of the Week. Centennial High School is
trying to break the streak.
It's going to happen. Now the question is, Matt, you know, I was here one time and they won a big game and they tried to tear down the goalpost. If I'm not mistaken, it was here. I mean, this could be one of those times where the kids you just got to let them go.
I wonder how fast they can get those goalposts down, because now you know you can lay them down pretty quick generally. I'm not sure about these.
They fold them down, yeah. So nobody gets hurt. Yeah, I don't know if there may be a.
You know, this school's built in what, 1996? So fairly new building. I'd imagine that they have that technology available to them.
Yeah.
Well, BYOT for the extra point or the field goals.
Here we go.
A little stumble.
Yeah, he did stumble. He had going to pick up just about to the back of the line of scrimmage goes. Well, we're going to have to get some numbers. We got some new guys coming in.
Lots of new faces.
So get your roster out. That is Tomlin still running the show, I believe, at quarterback. You know, you got those either dark navy jerseys or black jerseys, and those new numbers from the distance we're at is the comebacker to 13.
Throwing it, yep. And that is Adam He's a junior.
Dominiquez.
5'9".
Oh, you know what he did right, though? He ran his route, and Tomlin threw it to his spot.
Yeah.
And that is a
came
good
right
sign of
back
a good
to
quarterback.
it.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
He trusted the quarterback. The quarterback trusted the receiver, and they got a first down, got out of that hole back there. And now
you can see definitely they got a couple of new offensive linemen in there.
Brandon Griffin, the carry. He's going to pick up maybe one.
A couple of those young guys, as soon as that ball was snapped, stood straight up when they run and play.
Did he get you down there and put a jersey on you?
No.
Well, they have adult leagues now, full contact.
Well, good for them. I played little basketball this summer, and that was enough for me.
Enough for you, okay. Y'all let me know when you join the over 40 league. I'll be ready.
I'll tell you, 35 and over next year, brother.
Tomlin, quick pass. That is.
Oh, ball's out.
And fumble.
They're saying Franklin has it.
On Dusty Lee, and the recovery by the Rebels. And we'll see it right here. Trying to.
Dusty Lee got that ball just kind of flailing around there in his right arm.
I believe that's 72. Josh Philby. And Kenneth Jarrett.
Here comes the Rebels offense again. 35 and counting here in the third quarter.
Critchlow going to throw it, and there's
Wide
Max
open.
Young.
All day. Guess what, guys? They throw to him. You're going to have to cover him. They haven't quite figured that one out yet.
This may be that may be the last play of the fourth quarter with the running clock. Well, they stop it.
Young again, wide open. I mean, 10 yards downfield and still no one within 5 yards of him.
Well, the end of the third quarter has come to an end. And the Centennial Cougars 42, and the Franklin Rebels 7. And we are 12 minutes away from history, Matt.
Even with this lopsided score, really and truly, this crowd is not thinned out at all from either side.
Oh, and it is going to be a time getting out of here.
Yeah. I'm walking to Culver's.
Well, next week, Matt, we're got a few minutes. We are going to be at Page High School as the Fairview Yellow Jackets and the Page Patriots go on a district battle and a great rivalry as a pretty even series with Fairview winning the last couple. And Fairview has high expectations, has come down with the injury bug, man. I mean, those guys.
And not just, an offensive lineman or something, like key players for their team.
Yeah, the quarterback is still out tonight. Fairview was currently leading 14-0 over an improved Lewis County team. Page picked up a big win last night against Spring Hill. And so Page 1-2, Fairview possibly going to be 2-1. But throw the records out when those two teams meet. We've seen some close games in the past.
And in Fairview's loss, weren't they winning? And then it just like everybody just kind of went down all at once.
They went down. They were leading in the fourth quarter. I think either 14 or something, and all
their
bugs just got them.
All their big guns were emptied. I mean, it was out.
So here's the start of the fourth. The Rebels at the 30, and we're going to have a encroachment, I believe, on the defense. Well, nope.
Oh, false start.
I guess that's why the defense moved. So, first and 15. As these Franklin Rebels next week travel to McGavock in Nashville for a non-district game, and Centennial goes to Antioch.
Oh, that's.
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, the whistle really never blew.
Well, that's true.
He had a right to, make a play. But if you're Max Young, you want to try to cover yourself up.
Yeah, you think, he's thinking that the refs are trying to protect him. All the water breaks we took in that first half, which we haven't had any of this second half.
That's exactly right.
You think that they would have been a little quicker on that whistle, try to protect Mr. Young. Guess with the running clock, we don't get water breaks.
No. Handoff to Morrison. He's going to bounce it outside.
Morrison's got some wheels.
That young man is going to be just
ridden out of bounds.
Yeah, wow.
I like watching that young man run. Hard-nosed guy, downhill, and just got a lot of speed. The lob tackle bounces outside, pretty good blocking. And then you just see the burst of speed right there and just so hard to bring down. You'd think with his size, just be able to throw him down and just can't. He's just north and south.
Well, Centennial got a lot of their second group out there.
Yep.
Well, that was Wisnowski who's the starter out there, but the screen to the middle. Matthews drops a sure touchdown.
And uncharacteristically, we've seen Matthew do that a few times tonight. Normally the sure-handed receiver that he is, not able to haul it in.
take it to 9:48 and counting. Second down and 10. Critchlow on the sprint out. He is going to have a...
Again, hits his man right in the hands. Not able to bring it in. Good coverage that time for Centennial's defense, but somebody's got to make a play here for Franklin.
Yeah. And that's going to be Flemister, the intended receiver, the junior. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Really could gain a first down by getting inside the 1. And there's Critchlow looking for a second touchdown pass of the night. And he's going to scramble.
He's
going
got the
to
ability
throw
to
it
run.
up.
Oh,
And that is going to be incomplete.
and that's, again, we see the patience by Critchlow, but right there, not the best throw we've seen tonight from the young man.
Well, the last time they had a 4th down inside the red zone. They went for it. This time they're going to try to take the 3. And the holder is going to be Justin Kirkpatrick with Defada the kicker. Hold, and the kick is going to be good. And that is going to put the Rebels to 10. As 42-10 will be your score with 8:15 here in our WCTV Game of the Week. Paul Brees and Matt Hill. And give a shout out to the crew. Tyler and Houston. And
Houston, we have no problem.
we have no problem. Hey, well, let's talk about this. If you want a copy of tonight's History in the Making, possibly with Centennial and Franklin, you can give us a call, 472-4032, $20 a copy. Or you can order through our website at www.wc-tv.net. Check out our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter page.
All kinds of good things on that YouTube page.
We are technology. I go to the YouTube page a lot, check things out.
Not got on Twitter yet.
I checked it out.
I'm just not on Twitter.
I just don't know how to use it.
I know how to use it. I was on Twitter for about 2 weeks because my wife got on it, and so she signed me up because she wanted me to get her tweets. And I was done with that. I didn't really need to know what she had for lunch, especially when I saw her make it every day, and find out it's Friday, weekend time. No thanks. Although Creed doesn't do that to you on Twitter.
No.
He gives you some good information out there.
Absolutely.
But some great stuff on YouTube. Get our plays of the week.
Yeah, always
Borden,
WCTV play of the week every week. And this week, Creed has got a tough decision. A lot of
them. A lot of scoring going on. A lot of big plays too, even that didn't score. A lot of stuff that could happen.
That's why we let Creed be in charge of that. The man in the truck, I'm not sure if he's ever seen a game live before. He's always been stuck in the truck. But either way, providing us the outstanding.
Nice hole there. Offensive line for Centennial has just been outstanding tonight.
Well, 5 yards on the carry. And we were almost halfway through this fourth quarter. As it is 42-10. And there's a nice run.
Yeah. Right off tackle.
We'll see who that is coming off the.
I believe that was number 2.
That's Deion Sanders, maybe?
Neon Dion off tackle.
Don't call him prime time for nothing.
Yeah, you got to like how he lowered the boom here at the end of this. Nice blocking off the side, and then right here, you just see him put the head down, power forward for a couple more yards.
Well, a lot of young faces for both sides as a new quarterback, Owen Roth, number 10. And Well,
wow.
that was a busted play from the start. Number 12 on the tackle, Graham Warren.
Warren had that red from the get-go. And that's going to bring up second and about 14 yards. Centennial looks content to just hammer away at them. We'll see what happened now that they're backed up a little bit. Kind of surprised that never mind, excuse me.
So I'm going to bring it up second and 14. Look for Coach Rector probably to keep it on the ground. And I think the Rebels have realized that as Josh Philby knows that the run is coming.
He is a load down there.
6'1", 240 sophomore.
And I'm sure that he's the strongest guy on the field. Really good wrestler.
Yes. So, third and 16 for the Cougars. Just trying to get out of here unscathed.
Oh, that a nice hole.
Well, so we have a little movement up front by the Cougars' second group. So a lot of faces. Next week, Matt, Fairview and Page. No love lost between those two teams.
Nope. We talked about the atmosphere here. Always a good atmosphere at Page High School.
Well, and it looks like everyone in 11 AAA is going to be chasing the Brentwood Bruins.
There's no doubt about that.
Yes. They made a statement last night for sure.
Very impressive. They did not miss a beat losing their head coach.
Well, you got 36 seniors.
Yeah.
Coach Mark Pemberton struck the oil.
No doubt about it.
In obtaining the Bruins head coaching job. So, one of the first punts we've seen by the Cougars, Matt, with 4:34 and counting. As that's Luke Hill back deep for the Rebels. And the snap is going to be just high. Sets his feet and a boomerang kick.
Yeah.
As Hill is going to have to wait for the fair catch. And a great recovery.
Really no rush on for Franklin. Lucky for Centennial there wasn't.
That may be Lammers who punted that. Well,
Centennial 42, Franklin 10. Here in the fourth quarter, 4:14 remaining. Both teams got a lot of different starters out.
Well, let's see. I believe that's Critchlow is still in the game at quarterback. And he's going to hand it off.
I mean, you know, this has not been what Franklin would have liked to have seen, but the outcome of it anyways. But I think that they've got a very bright future with that young man here in the next coming years.
A lot of sophomores out there playing quality minutes, quality snaps.
And not just out there playing, doing a great job of it. You know, we've seen some impressive things. You're going to have some mistakes when you got a lot of guys who are young playing, but they have looked impressive at times.
And there is 46, Bryce Milam, only a sophomore on the carry. And theoretically, Colton Black, probably the guy they were counting on the most at running back, the Franklin Rebels were, only a junior, and I'm not sure when he's coming back. I wasn't quite sure, didn't know, but when they do get him back, he is going to be a big addition for the run game.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice 1-2 tandem.
And Milam going to pick up
Him and Morrison.
A few yards. Coach Webb running 3 or 4 run plays here to run the clock a little bit as the score is 42-10.
Also not a bad idea. Let your offense kind of tee off on some of those second team guys out there.
And Milam with a nice carry. Well, man, I'm just waiting to see where the student section is going to go.
I was hoping they'd leave now.
Yeah. I mean, not.
I know what you're
saying. Head toward the field level.
Yeah.
To see what
it's going to happen soon.
What the plan was.
Because if nothing else, they're going to storm the field. You know that.
Yeah.
That's happening.
One Williamson County Sheriff's person cannot stop 1,000. Well. Again, that was across the middle. It was intended for number 86, Jordan Bell. And it was broken up nicely by the Cougars. So 2:08. And it is 4th and 5. And we're going to see a decision made by Coach Webb. And it is going to be a timeout taken. So Ravenwood has a big district contest playing Hillsboro, and Ravenwood again only had 2 wins last year. One of those wins was against Hillsboro, now coached by former Franklin coach Craig Clayton, and so a lot of familiarity with Coach Clayton and
understand their offense.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember Summit. Who they had? Maybe East Hickman. I'm not 100% sure. So the Rebels are going to line up the punt. Corey Meredith is back. He's got a big leg, end over end, and Centennial is going to let it roll just inside the 10 to about maybe the 8-yard line. As the Cougars going to trot out for their final offensive series, hopefully, and
I'd imagine we're going to see either victory formation or just pounded right up the middle.
Well, definitely don't want to mistake this late in the game. They've done a nice job as the Matt. Looking down toward the student sections. They have started moving
They're
a little.
assembling.
Got the guy with the WWF belt on down there.
WWF.
This guy's got one.
That is classic. Well, the tackle on the play for a gain of maybe 1. And the clock is going to continue to run as the handshakes and the hugs on the Centennial sidelines are starting to take place. The cheerleaders are jumping around. The student section is starting to climb over the fence.
They're going.
They better wait here.
Getting antsy. Getting the handoff. Going to be taken down. It's going to be 3rd and about 11 now. Let's see when the clock will be set. Both teams have emptied the bench. See some Centennial players grabbing the water cooler. Coach Rector, look out. This could get ugly. Well, they're working their way up. Let's see who's leading that charge over there. Number 2, Deion Sanders. Uh-oh. They got him. They got him. And what a difference 15 years makes.
No doubt about it. And you can
As-
see that student section just has emptied now onto the sideline.
Woo!
And they are pumped.
And that is going to do it, Matt, as they don't have to run another play on 4th and 7. Both teams are going to do the handshakes as they cross the field. And you are witnessing history in the Battle of Franklin as the Centennial Cougars have done it. They have ended the streak. And your final score from Centennial High School, Matt. The Cougars 42 and the Franklin Rebels 10, Matt. I mean, you gotta love it if you're a Cougar fan.
And you can see how excited these fans are. Not just the students in this section you see us in front of us, and a lot of these people are parents nonetheless, but they are ecstatic. Got their iPhones out, capturing everything. It's like a huge weight has been lifted off this entire team's shoulders. They have high expectations this year, and they had to get over this hump right here if they wanted to fulfill what they are expecting to fill this season.
Well, we appreciate you watching our WCTV Game of the Week, 42-10 Centennial Cougars. Paul Brees and Matt Hill and our whole WCTV crew, we thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week as the Fairview Yellow Jackets travel to Page High School on our WCTV Game of the Week.